Walking through the career of Jay King, because turquoise, of course, which you're known for. And then, of course, did I hear a very special story about you and Spiny Oyster as well?
Yeah, you know, Spiny and I go way back. Again, that's
back.
what because I transferred from Oklahoma State University back to New Mexico because I just couldn't stake the flat land, right? And I was raised. I wasn't born in New Mexico, but I moved there when I was 6 months old, and I was raised in New Mexico the whole time. I have a huge affinity for it, so I had to move back to New Mexico. But we used to go, spend a lot of time in Mexico. And so Spiny and Oyster, where it comes from, Sea of Cortez, it's got a huge history.
It does. So it's that, these are your iconic stones. And then,
well,
of course,
you've got Lapis, Turquoise, and then that beautiful Spiny Oyster.
Well, absolutely. And, your turquoise, when we keep saying not all lapis is created alike, not all red coral, even your turquoise is unique in terms of how you source things.
Right. And turquoise is, here's the thing with turquoise. We probably, I don't know, I'm not aware of anybody else that has more turquoise and the different roughs. Now, there are people that have museums and things like that. But, if you looked at my private collection, I'm pretty competitive. But I'm just saying, commercially, being able to actually do something in turquoise, I think we have not only some of the better qualities, we've got the highest variety that I'm aware of in the quantities that you can work with. And that's kind of, turquoise was my first love. It was the first material I ever worked with. It'll probably, I say it's my first love now, but my wife's at her house in England right now, so I can say that because if I have to say my wife is my first love.
See?
Turquoise
you won't get busted.
Turquoise is my second love, but I know she's in England, and I know she's not watching because of the time difference.
You're off the hook. You're off the hook.
So I can say, I can do whatever I want now. I can do whatever I want. But the thing with turquoises, and I sincerely mean this, okay? If you came to my private studio right now, because one of the things I'm doing is I'm cataloging not only just turquoise, but all the different other materials that I have.
Yeah.
And there are literally hundreds of turquoises that I have specimens of that are no longer available. You cannot get them.
That's
even in America alone, when I tell the story all the time is, when I first started doing this in the early 70s, I bought from 27 individual turquoise mines in America. Yeah. There were 27 that I bought from at that time. Only one of those is still active.
Are you kidding?
The rest of them, 26 of them, are all shut down. So, that says something right there. And also, we're one of the, I don't know if anybody else said, we go to we go to places in the world that you would never, ever think looking for the turquoises. So, anytime, with turquoise, is one of the things that we're known for that we specialize in.
Absolutely, and this is kind of...
What I love with this, though, you get the combination of three great materials. So you get, in this case, the red spiny oyster, that beautiful, beautiful Chilean azure blue turquoise there. If it does have any matrix in it at all, you'll see it's a real soft, almost like a caramel matrix to it, but very, very clear. And then you've got that beautiful lapis lazuli. What I love with these, you can wear them as a puzzle ring. So think about this, you're making one buy, okay? So you're buying one ring, but you're actually getting numerous different looks. So you can do this. You can wear them singly by themselves. You can wear them all three together. You can wear the turquoise with the lapis. You could wear the turquoise with the spiny, same thing, the lapis with the turquoise, all the different combinations. So this is something that you're making one purchase, but you're really getting multiple looks that you can go with.
You absolutely are. And remember the $89.90, that $17.98 flex pay, a multitude of options, really kind of tells the whole Jay King story. I love that. Your first love, the iconic turquoise, and then that hard to get that lapis that, of course, Jay really has the connections to get and source what you want. Ready for our 5 and 5?
All right.
All right, let's do it.
Fun.
This counts as cardio for me. So, yep, I'm ready.
At least I got mine in for the day then, right? This is good, so I don't have to walk in the morning.